I got H-U-R-T written in my mind, and that's hurt.
Now he tries to fight back, takes the right hand, takes the left hand, turns against the ropes, he's on rubber legs.
I'm not known to be a big puncher. I'm known to be a consistent puncher. And the first one doesn't get you, I'll get you with the next one.
2 minutes remaining. A right hand, and that hurts on the third sense of Whaley. Hearns is not down yet. A left hand, as Wade thought his man was going to go, and he didn't, and Hearns is still on his feet. Caesars Palace, Las Vegas, the acknowledged mecca of World Championship boxing, a venue that has witnessed the rise and the fall of the biggest names in the sport. Tonight, 15,000 fight fans have paid almost $8 million to see marvelous Marvin Hagler face the man he's most wanted in the opposite corner, Sugar Ray Leonard. A compelling confrontation that has attracted a glittering array of stars. Joan Collins, who's been involved in a few scraps in Dynasty, is here to see the big one. Gene Hackman, one of Hollywood's busiest actors and a great fight fan. The lovely Bo Derrick's here, bringing more glamour to ringside. Would you believe it? Frank Sinatra, oh Blue Eyes, is here. From the world of sport, there's Thomas Hearns. Having taken a world title from Dennis Andrews, he's looking for the first crack at tonight's winner. Good evening and welcome to ringside here at Las Vegas, where the desert air is cool and clear. Perfect conditions for a fight that was first talked about back in 1981. At last it's happening. Hagler versus Leonard. Two legends in a showdown for the middleweight championship of the world. Far and away the richest prize fight in boxing history, grossing $100 million. Hagler, the champion, comes in as odds-on favourite. He had his first pro fight 14 years ago, but it was in 1980 that he destroyed Alan Minter to become the undisputed world middleweight champion. Since then, he's successfully defended his title 12 times, and he's gone the last 11 years without defeat. Sugar Ray Leonard, the challenger, is the underdog. His first triumph was Olympic gold in 1976. He turned professional the next year and won the WBC welterweight title in 1979. In June '81, he won the WBA junior middleweight crown, and 3 months later beat Thomas Hearns to become the undisputed welterweight champion of the world. He retired in 1982 following surgery for repair to a detached retina, but he wasn't done. He came back for one fight in '84. He won it, but he's been inactive ever since. So can Sugar Ray Leonard, with only one fight in 5 years, summon up all his old skills and flair against arguably the greatest middleweight of all time? There's Hagler. He hasn't fought for 13 months. Can he reproduce the venomous power that we've seen from him in the past? Well, one man who knows all about World Championship action is with me now. The former lightweight title holder, Britain's most successful world champion, Jim Watt. First of all, Jim, what about Leonard?
Well, when they were both active, I favoured Hagler strongly, so obviously I have to stick with Hagler. But we can never write off a man with the ability and the talent of Sugar Ray Leonard. He says he wants a challenge, but he's really given himself a challenge. The only chance he has to beat Hagler is to outspeed and outsmart him. The fact that the fight is over 12 rounds gives him a slightly better chance, but not too many people have outsmarted Hagler over the years. It's really a tough night's work for Sugar Ray.
You think it's too much for him?
I think it's far too much for him, yeah. He never proved himself as a middleweight. He proved himself a tremendous boxer, a tremendous talent, but never at middleweight. Hagler has always been a middleweight. I think that's going to make a big difference today.
So that sets the scene. Marvellous Marvin Hagler versus Sugar Ray Leonard, and we'll have the action for you, this super fight, right after the break. Back here at Caesars Palace, the countdown is almost over for this $100 million super fight. Marvellous Marvin Hagler versus Sugar Ray Leonard. Let us hand over now to our ringside partnership, Reg Guttridge and Jim Watt.
The entry of the first one is Sugar Ray Leonard. There he is. It looks as though he's been working out in the dressing room, doesn't it? He really has captured the American hearts. He's kind of danced his way, tap danced his way into it. The next thing to Shirley Temple in boxing gloves. That's what this fella's been. As we see him now coming into the ring, there's Leonard climbing on to what could be for him, according to a lot of critics, and I think Jim Watt thinks the same, an almost hangman's scaffold. And there he is. And there's the hooded champion coming in then. Well, that's the first time he's looked up on the walk to the ring. Certainly won't be bothering to look at Leonard at this point. They didn't speak at the weigh-in, and there's the statistical rundown then. Well, I don't know about that height, 5'10" against 5'9.5". It's very difficult to judge that, but half a pound in the weight, 11 stone, 4.5, 11'4". So the super fight is on, the richest fight in history now. You certainly don't need identification because you must have lived in a cave. Now he's gone orthodox from the start there, Hagler. He switched from southpaw back to left-hander. Now how long is he going to keep that up for? That's to confuse Mr. Leonard for a start. Now can Leonard move up from welterweight and really carry that weight? Is he going to try hit and run stuff at the start? To me would be his tactic, but he ad-libs his strategy. Hagler's more like the Genghis Khan mold, keep swinging the swords until all the heads have gone. Well, and misuse of the ropes actually there, you see. He's going to try and do some stuff that he did in the second fight with Duran now, to try and tease Hagler a bit. It might like trying to tease a bull terrier. Well, we can't tell at this stage whether one fight in 5 years that ring rust has eroded any of his skills. It certainly doesn't look it, Jim Leonard.
No, he's looking sharp now. Nothing's happened yet, Reggie, but he's definitely looks as though the timing and the moves are still there. But I think Leonard must be hoping for a good start. So I think Hagler's plan must be, I think at this moment it looks as though he's just stalking him, showing him that he's giving him no place to run. Showing that he's boxed in. I don't think it's a good idea for Hagler to be boxing orthodox. That's not what he does best, and I think he's going to need what he does best tonight. I think he should be standing southpaw and getting on with the job.
Minute to go. A little bit of bad temper coming in there now. He's turned southpaw, Leonard. We're going to get a bit of everything in this fight. Well, for the sort of money that they're cutting up, believe me, they should fight until they drop. Makes sense for Leonard not to stand and trade now, that's obvious. But for how long? Now he's gone back to southpaw again now, you see, the right hand forward, Hagler. It's going to be a long stalking job, it would seem to me, with Hagler now. He's trying to cut the ring size down, 20 foot inside the ropes. There was a time when Leonard said that when he got around to fighting Hagler, he'd tease him a lot, and he tried it there. Well, when he goes back to that corner now, there are a lot of people that didn't think he'd make the first round, and that maybe that he wishes that seat was an ejector seat.
Cool as you can be. Oh, relax, man. Got him over out of his mind already. Just keep it up.
Second round then, scheduled, remember, for 12. No matter who recognises this, the world and his brother think it's going to be for the World Championship, because they are two of the greatest fighters of our time. There's no question about that, and that's why it's become the richest fight in history. This could gross up to $70, $80 million. Leonard left his commentary position now to get back into the action. He only wants to do what he says, or one fight. But there's still a long way to go. He may change his mind. Who knows at the end of this one. See, that's what he wants to do there. When he gets in close, he's going to grab and hold a little bit, stop Hagler from working. Now, I see he's leaning. I thought he might be trying that sort of tricks that he did with Roberto Duran in the second fight in New Orleans, but I don't think Hagler will be humiliated like that. He's going to play chess with him for a while, Jim, isn't he?
Yeah, well, this is what you expect, but you notice that every time they come close, Leonard grabs for dear life. He's never been in any trouble yet, but as soon as Hagler's close, he's grabbing him round the shoulder. Okay, neither man committed himself in the first round, but Hagler now is trying to get that couple of inches closer. He must keep Leonard under pressure. Leonard still moves well, still seems to have retained a lot of his reflexes, but early to say because he hasn't really been under severe pressure yet.
Well, with his hit and run style, he may not be. It's amazing, really, that Leonard is getting some measure of success, but to only having, as I say, one fight in 5 years, you'd think he'd be pouring at some unfamiliar object, but that hasn't happened. In and out, that's going to be the tactic now. Can he keep it up? Now that was a decent right hand, as they say in the trade, Jim.
Yep, a nice couple of punches came out there from Leonard. Leonard now and again is sticking his chin out with a little bit of cheek, but I can see when he does it, his heart's not in it. Hagler's getting close. I think Hagler, although he's taken a couple of punches, I think he'll be quite happy because he's getting close to Leonard sooner than probably expected.
Trying to draw him into a fight now. That's got to be his move, Hagler. There you are. I told you he'll probably poke his tongue out at him later. He's already got the crowd on his feet. The showman Leonard, as usual.
Stay southpaw, Leonard. Go right hand that round. Stay southpaw this next one, okay? Yeah, good water. Now get a title. Try and get a little looser. Just let him go. Throw those 1-2s and everything. Keep pressing like you're pressing. And rough his body. Yes, get rough and style. Right? Might be nice. You can't swap it. Don't take the movement. Be my man. You made these people take notes. You got them crazy.
Well, they've come out early for work in the third. That's a sign. And it looks as though Hagler's going to maintain his usual southpaw stance now. Carrying the tassels around his boots there, they actually used in the Olympic Games in Montreal back in '76, Leonard. Now that's going to be it now, Jim. He's got to get closer to him, and he's starting to succeed, Hagler.
So Hagler has to start using his advantages. He's the stronger, he's the middleweight, so it's no good keeping it at long range with a welterweight, especially as talented a welterweight as Leonard. He has to use what he's got, get close, rough Leonard up. He doesn't have to do it fancy, he doesn't have to do it smooth. He's going to have to rough Leonard up a little bit more than he's doing.
Yeah, with Hagler, it's more like a guerrilla campaign, really. With Leonard, it's more of the textbook stuff with a little bit of show business thrown in. Notice how Leonard now waits for Hagler to come in and try and pick off punches. He's having some success with that.
Working it out.
But he simply won't stand for head-to-head close inside fighting like that. He smothers that right away because he can get hurt in there. That's never been his game inside. As I said, that's what he doesn't want there. When he's moving around and picking the punches, Leonard is looking good, but inside he gets hurt. Well, I tell you what, Jim, it's starting to live up to expectations now. They're not larking about, are they?
This is a bit more like it now. Leonard's standing his ground a little bit more. He's not just moving around. You can see him looking. He's not just looking for Hagler to miss. He's looking to place the counters now. But he's going to end up losing rounds for the way he's grabbing Hagler all the time. Every time they come up close, he's grabbing hold of him.
Hagler's now trying to, well, he's trying to wreck a bit of that confidence and the coordination. I don't know whether he'll succeed. He's had to lead with his head a few times. All the stairs at the end of that, I tell you, I wouldn't want to be in there at the moment. Well, that's the wrestling close in, Jim, as you were saying.
Yeah, well, that's all down to Leonard. He's the one who wants to grab close up.
Fourth round. Remember, Leonard had a bit of trouble with the southpaw stance in the past. He won the fight, Ayub Kaluli and Larry Bonds. Remember, he was light middleweight champion of the world, 11 stone. But all those statistics could be thrown out the window. What do they mean at this stage now?
Leonard doesn't look to have lost too much of his old skills, does he?
No, he's an exceptional fighter. That was why I was a bit surprised that some of the press really wrote him off completely. I couldn't understand that, because you never write quality off, and the younger man of the two.
I think one of Hagler's problems at the moment, he's leading with one single punch, and with the reflexes Leonard has, he's not going to have any success with that. He's going to have to move in with the punches 3 and 4 at a time, because he's not landing with a single leap.
A little bit low, that punch, and he called for that one, Richard Steele. I don't think they'll bother with that. They've got the obligatory foul-proof protectors on. Well, look at that one, Jim. They'd go in a fairground booth, that kind of punch, couldn't it? Walking away and doing the flash stuff. But it counts.
See, Leonard is causing Hagler to make mistakes. I realise Hagler is the one who has to make a fight of this, because Leonard wants to back off and pot shot with the counters. But he is causing Hagler to make mistakes, and he's catching him with little quick counters. Hagler has to move in with the punches. It's no good leading with single punches.
Well, Leonard keeps telling us that he's seen the flaws now in Hagler, that he's just not the fighter he thought he was. He spotted that, he thought, when he fought John McGarvey. Well, let's find out if he's right. He's doing well enough. We've seen this before, where 1 or 2 fighters have given Hagler, the bolo punch, showed it to him and landed it. And if anything's designed to make Hagler mad, this is. Well, we keep hearing the business about the damaged left eye, the repaired retina. Doesn't seem anything wrong with his eyesight at the moment, does it, with Leonard? He's picking punches brilliantly. And incidentally, Lloyd's of London sent their own specialist to ensure him, make sure he was okay. And the stairs at the end of the round, and a good round for Leonard, Jim.
Yeah, Leonard did a little bit of showboating there. He did the stuff in that round everybody's going to remember, showing the bowler punch and then throwing it. Clever stuff from Leonard then.
Well, there's a replay now of that bolo punch. What a perfect shot it is. Actually, it was a bit low, Jim, but the undercarriage is not damaged. Well, they don't mind coming out early for work when those seconds whistles blow there. They're into round 5. And let's face it, there's 15,300 people in the arena here. There's going to be a lot of surprised faces now. They really didn't think Leonard could do it quite as good as this, but it's still a long way to go because Hagler's been known to catch up with these impertinent challengers before. Expect Leonard to catch Hagler quite as easily as this game.
I didn't expect Hagler to be making so many mistakes. I realise it's difficult for him because he's having to commit himself. Leonard won't do it. But I'm surprised he's allowed Leonard so much leeway. He's moving into punching range but not getting his punches off quick enough, and it's making Leonard look a lot sharper than he is. I realise Leonard, we must expect Leonard's best work to be in the first third of the fight. But Hagler's going to have to impose himself on the fight. He hasn't managed really to do that yet.
Leonard still hasn't managed to stop Hagler's intensity, if nothing else. And he won't do so because this fellow would fight until the last drop. Of course, Leonard's people swear that Hagler's older than 32, but I've actually seen his birth certificate, and hopefully you can believe that. And he's not 33 until next month. Now that was the sort of thing that Leonard was hoping to do. He knew that Hagler would hate to be humiliated like that, to miss by a mile and finish in the ropes. See, there he keeps switching stance, Jim. I can't understand that.
Yeah, but I don't see the point in that. Leonard's tactics have changed slightly. I don't know if he's feeling the pace or if he's decided to change, but he's not dancing around quite so much. He's more flat-footed. He's standing his ground more. I don't know if that's his idea or if that's Hagler's tactics beginning to work. I don't know.
Well, of course, it could be draining a bit now. It's nothing like the real thing. Sparring's not the same as any fighter will tell you. And he's getting caught a bit now, Leonard. Trapped in his own corner there. Oh, yes, he slowed Leonard down now in the 5th. Sheer volume of Hagler's punches. He won't let go of that. If he got a man on the hook, he'll keep going as we get the countdown for the end of the 5th.
This is the first time Regis looked like a middleweight in with a welterweight. Up until now, Leonard has been looking the sharper of the two. All of a sudden, we see Hagler's strength coming through a little bit.
What a good fight now it's come now. I tell you, he's having to fight his way out of trouble now, Ray Leonard. That's a good job the referee's in there. They wanted to fight on, and Hagler really shoving him out of the way.
So you blew that round, not nailed the rope. You're trying to load up. Don't load up. Don't load up. Why don't you continue boxing him, Ray, and keep moving. All right? Don't let him join you into a punching match. Let's keep quiet.
Have a look at that replay now, Jim.
That was a tremendous round. Good punches from both of them. But suddenly Hagler got his act together. It's the first time tonight he's managed to do that. And when he's hitting Leonard here, when he's cleanly, he's troubling him.
Coming out for the 6th now. Now as the time and pace start to catch up with Ray Leonard, it may well have done. And it could switch around, and he certainly had a good start. But the old mean machine's got him going. It really is in a full head of steam at the moment, isn't he, Hagler? Really terse orders to Leonard to box. Don't stand there and mix it with him. I think maybe his ego got the better of him there at times too. He thought he might stand and try and punch it out, and he did that in the first fight with Roberto Duran and came second best. Straight punches right through Hagler's guard there, Jim.
I don't think Hagler's worrying too much as long as he gets him to stand his ground. Leonard was really frustrating Hagler in the first 3 rounds, but the 5th day was the first time that Hagler got his act together, and I think it must have pleased him. He's not paying enough attention to defence. Leonard isn't hurting him, but he can't give him these 3 shots.
Well, you can get points for defence of the 4th, and Leonard's doing his share of making Hagler miss, but unless you do some punches back, then really that's negligible, really, and certainly here everything counts for attack in American judges. You know, he's standing his ground again, Leonard. There's a few distress signals, I suspect, Jim.
Yeah, but he's still making Hagler miss. He's still landing more of these little quick punches than Hagler is.
And he doesn't mind doing it in Hagler's corner either. Oh, what a good fight closing now. He's starting to mix it with him, Leonard. He needs all the mobility he can get right now, Leonard. One or two bad tempered bits in it, Jim, but it's really been a clean fight. Hard but clean so far.
Yeah, it's been hard but clean. A bit of showboating from Leonard, and I think a few signs of frustration from Hagler, but never dirty.
Oh, they're right above us here. You can hear those punches really sinking in there. Round 7 and having to be kept apart until the bell officially goes. And both sets of cornermen planning their strategy there. Leonard's people saying stick to the boxing, you're outsmarting him. And Hagler's people saying now that he's starting to tire, now's your chance to really move in for the payoff. Tip for tat there, left hook from Leonard, returned by Hagler in a hurry. Hagler really doing this war of attrition now. He wants to make Leonard stand still. Just make those legs disobey him a little bit. And you know, inactivity does erode skills and a bit of timing, and sometimes the commands from the brain to the arm and legs are not so favourably received. It's a good fight though, Jim, isn't it?
It's a cracker. Well, once we get the first couple of rounds by in the show was over, it's really turned into a cracker. The Hagler's really getting on top of Leonard now. But he's still trying long punches, Hagler. You would expect him to shorten the punches. That's why a few times he's missed by a mile and he's left himself off balance and looking silly.
Uses his strength at every opportunity though. Nowadays shoves Leonard off like a kid at times. He's getting rooted to the canvas a bit, Leonard, Jim.
Yeah, the whole fight has taken a turn. Leonard doesn't have the spring in his legs he had in the earlier rounds. He's still putting the punches together well, but he doesn't have the same spring in the legs. You have to remember, that's the difference when there's a middleweight stalking you.
Making some beautiful punches on the retreat, nonetheless, Leonard. Hard work for Richard Steele to go in. He's warned Leonard not to pull Hagler on. So it's his turn to smile, Hagler. Well, I wouldn't like to get hit on the chin like that and have to smile afterwards. And the crowd reacted to that. This fella really did dance his way to those American hearts, Leonard. And that was why Hagler resents it so much. He's the old pure pros, had to do everything the hard way. Can't understand why Leonard's ignoring Hagler's punches and pinning himself on the ropes. Almost trying to ignore the bell. And Leonard showing up to the crowd there by raising his arms.
It looks like he's hitting you, even though you're not getting hit. I want you off the rope. I want your boxers done. You made him miss 3 shots in the counter, 1 shot.
Yeah, that overhand fine and bring the uppercuts out. That was right. Drive him up. Get a little rough in there. Okay? It's all yours.
Keep it going.
Well, really smiling with grease as we come out for the 8th round, particularly Leonard. He's all yours, say Hagler's corner. Well, we're going to find out. Because there are times when Leonard looks as though he's completely slowed down and ready to be caught, and then suddenly he reacts tigerish, doesn't he? Almost with the hunter's patience. What's happened now? Time off. It's only not a lace come undone, but part of the covering there that Angelo Dundee will have to deal with the tape. Remember, he said you get a close-up of the thumb glove there that's webbed to the side. They can't move it about, but it's not totally thumbless. So waving play on, but that armistice I'm sure will be short-lived. They're not bloodied in any way, Jim. Good punches going in, but they've kept the heads well apart, haven't they?
Yeah, well, Leonard still has the reflexes just to pull his head. Even the punches that land, he's taking the sting out of them. All the way through, actually, I thought Leonard's punches have looked a little bit sharper than Hagler's, but whether there's been enough of them or whether it's been too much of a rear guard action, I don't know. But now this is where we must expect Hagler to take over. If Hagler doesn't have a couple of big rounds this round and the next one, then he really has a job in his hands tonight.
It's a bit hard to sort out this pointing, as you say, Jim, isn't it? He's picking some good punches early on, Leonard. Hagler's come back into it again. There's not too much in it. Maybe Leonard's still a bit in front.
Well, I would say Hagler's problem is he's giving Leonard far too much target. See, there he goes again. He's stalking him, he's moving in, and he's not worrying because the punches are hurting him. He's not worrying about them. And it's possible that Leonard is scoring a few more rounds than he thinks.
The old Ford eminence there is unbeaten and undaunted in the last 11 years, but he's really had a handful with this lot. And I must say, I'm really not really surprised, because I've certainly been an admirer of Leonard's skills over the years, and the greatest respect for Hagler's fighting ability as well. Too many people wrote Leonard off before the fight. He's too much of a sharp guy to have really risked himself too much. The heavy odds players in Vegas, or the heavy rollers as they're called, have had to lay 3-1 on Hagler. They might be just a little bit concerned at the stage of the game. They really whipped themselves into shape for this one, haven't they? I mean, Hagler's just kept going. Now, these after bell shots are getting a bit worrying.
Go ahead. Okay, that's the way you got to fight this guy. Exactly what you're doing.
Into round 9. Scheduled for 12, remember. Middleweight Championship of the world. Although it's been without knockdowns, We've seen every other facet of the fight game here, and it really is living up to expectations now. When you see two quality craftsmen like this at work, who are brave and bold, and opposing, contrasting styles like this. Really, Hagler literally tried to tread on Leonard's toes to get that much closer to him. He wears people down like a virus in most fights, but it hasn't quite worked here for Leonard.
Come on, work inside and get out. Don't hold it.
That's a strange tactic, I would think, Jim. Letting him hang on the rope, the old alley stuff. But he's such a confident and cocky character, isn't he, Leonard?
But he's getting away with it. Hagler doesn't seem to be able to match him for sharpness of punch. He's taken too long. A good left hand from Hagler. Okay, when Hagler gets through it, he's troubling Leonard, but he doesn't seem to have the sharpness that Leonard has. Now it's time now for the big drive from Hagler, and I think we're getting it now.
Right above our commentary position, those left hooks of Hagler's went in. He's pinned now Leonard in his own corner. I thought Leonard tried to shake his head as if to say, you haven't hurt me, but I'm sure he has. In the ninth now, midway through, and he's going to fight his way out of it again. Maybe he was shaking his head to really take the confidence away there from Hagler. He'd hit him with his best shots and nothing had happened. What a tremendous round. Combine them to short bursts of punches, Leonard, but they're spectacular when he lets them go. I think there's going to be a lot of people who are rather surprised at Leonard's bravery. That's always been underestimated, Jim. That's why he's been such a great fighter. In the same way that Ali was. We always think of him as a showman, but he was so brave, and I think Leonard's got a bit of that.
Well, he certainly surprised me tonight. A couple of times in the corner, he's more or less matched Hagler for power of punch. But I think this is going to be a big round. This is the round that could sway the fight. It depends who has lost what in this round, who is taking more out of. He's opened his mouth, Leonard, and one would assume that he's looking tired, but he's still managing to throw punches. Slow drag back to the corner, that looked to me with Leonard. Well, let's have another look at that now, Jim. Without doubt, the best round of the fight so far. That was tremendous action all the way through from both of them. Hagler probably had the better of things there, but what a tremendous round.
I think Dundee doing a great job there, firing Leonard up as we come out for the 10th round. Saying mess him up, by that he means try every trick in the business. And again there he is trying to skirt the ring. He's listened to that order by the sound of it, but for how long? Well, one fight in 5 years, Jim, I mean, it really is extraordinary, isn't it?
Well, the thing with a 5-year layoff, you can get your sharpness back, you can get your fitness back. The big question is, can you get your stamina back? Now, Leonard looked very leg weary at the end of the previous round. What power of recovery does he have? He's managed to get back onto his toes here. The Hagler has to force him to work. It's when he has to start working in this round, then we'll find out what stamina is there, how his powers of recovery are. That was a hard round for both of them.
I would have expected Hagler to try and turn Leonard in the corner for a change, but he hasn't tried to.
Hagler's looking a little bit weary as well, Ray. This has really been a hard fight for both of them. You would expect with the fact that Hagler is a natural middleweight, he would be dictating by this stage, but he's not really.
There's certain signs of frustration, I think, in Hagler's fighting. His normal thinking is it's better to give than receive, but he's had to take his share of punches here, Hagler. or two naughty little shots inside there. And the referee reminding Leonard not to pull Hagler on. He looks as though he's distressed, I repeat myself, as you see there, but I mean, he comes right back again, doesn't he, Leonard? Yeah, but he drops his hands, you look at his face, you think, yeah, look, he seems to be in trouble, his mouth drops open, and then he comes back with a flurry of punches. Now there's a sign of tiredness for both of them. They both missed badly there, didn't they? Yeah, they're both really feeling the pace now. I think the ninth round took an awful lot out of both of them, and the big question is going to be who can come back from that. Count down to the end of the 10th. Cornermen, Jim, are not taking the punches, but they're earning their corn in there tonight. Round 11. Well, all you can do now is pump the fighters up. They're too tired now, too weary for any sort of tactics, but now you just got to pump them up. And now the couple of rounds that Leonard stole in the early part of the fight, we'll wonder how dearly that could be costing Hagler now. Screaming in Leonard's corner there, the stick, which means use the left-hand jab. But there's just that occasional second between impulse and action with him. Oh, it's a good left hook again there. He's tagged Hagler quite a few times with that. Well, it's his 13th championship defence now, Hagler, and I'm sure he didn't expect it to be as rough as this. He's picking his shots well, Jim. I've got Leonard in front now, I think, with that. Yeah, well, all the way through, Leonard's punches have been far sharper and look better, been more eye-catching than Hagler's. Hagler has given him far too much target in the early part of the fight, and Leonard was taking advantage of it. So it's quite possible that Leonard's in front. So very hard to judge really on how the American judges are viewing it when it's a fight of this intensity. He's just putting the punches together there, Hagler. He's not really putting full weight into those, Jim. He's doing the wearing down bit. See, the problem I'm finding in judging at the edge is the fact that Leonard has been fighting in bursts, whereas Hagler, it's been a steady grind all the way through, stalking and working at a steady rate all the way through. So it just depends what way the officials like to score it. Is it for Leonard's flashy bursts, or is it for the overall work of Hagler? But see here again, look at the way he's busting back with punches. Oh, look at this. He's really taunting Hagler now. He's taking his best shots, as if to say, you can't hurt me. And he's remembering now what Angelo Dundee has been bellowing about 6 minutes. Well, it's less than that now. It's only about 4. In fact, 3.5. Certainly Leonard has used tactics brilliantly, Jim. I mean, it looks as though he's going to fall over at times, doesn't he, gaping? He's looking to his corner. There again he looks. And then as Hagler comes in, he picks him up. Waving each other on here now. Just one glove touch, that's all they're going to permit themselves in the last round of this championship of the world. And if Jim Watt and I appear to be fence-sitting, I don't think you can blame us really, because it hasn't really been the easiest of fights to judge if we're looking through American judges' eyes. Personally, I think Leonard's done it. I think he sneaked far too many punches. Hagler's tactics just haven't worked for him. He started to run out of gas as well at times, and he's now doing the talking bit. Could it depend on this last round, Jim? Is it that close or not?
It's got to be close, Reg, because, as I said, in the earlier rounds, Hagler was giving Leonard far too much target to hit. He wasn't being hurt, but he was taking too many punches, and Leonard's work has looked better all the way through. Last year, he's got away with the cheeky stuff, which also influences judges. I think it must be very, very close, but it wouldn't surprise me in the least if it went Leonard's way.
He certainly made Hagler miss. I hope the ropes can take a good punch, because they've certainly taken enough. And we're going to get a toe-to-toe one now. The crowd rising to that. And you can't blame Leonard for getting on his bike. In this case, a tandem. Bit of jeering too from the crowd. Minute to go then, a minute and a half, midway through. Looking to the corner. I don't know why he's bothering to do that, because he's not showing any distress.
I think Dundee is telling him he's in front, just stay out of trouble. I think Angelo Dundee feels that Leonard has done enough to lift the title tonight. He's just saying, keep out of trouble.
Sugar Ray, the chants are coming in. I don't know whether that will influence the judges. It may well do. 60 seconds then. Are we going to see a bit of fight history here? The great comeback, the alley shuffle, the tackle, boots. The man who was America's great hero in the Olympic Games, Jim, is going to get this decision now.
Yeah, well, he's always been the country's favourite, that's for sure. But if he does get it tonight, nobody can say he doesn't deserve it. He's really shocked me with the way he's gone for winning condition, and the show he's got tonight, the sharpness he has in his punches, his moves, the way he's always put his punches together better than Hagler.
Well, I tell you, they can toss the old adage about they never come back now. If this fella gets the decision, he's done it. Or has he? This really is a sweaty palm time now. And he's caught him in the last now. Surely not in the dying seconds in his own corner, Leonard. No, the bell's done it. Leonard says he's won, so does Hagler. And now we've got to wait the officials. There it is. It's a split one.
Judge Philippo scores the bout. 115, Marvin Hagler. 113, Leonard.
Well, that's a 2-point margin, obviously, and that's pretty clear.
Judge scores the bout. 118, Leonard. 110, Hagler.
Oh, what a big one. He's gone there for Leonard. Now, here it is, then.
And Judge Philippo scores 115, 113. By the winner, by a split decision, and 2.
Leonard has done it by a split decision. Well, Jim Watton, I knew that this would be the cliffhanger. It's really lived up to expectation. There's no doubt about that. It's a tremendous comeback by Sugar Ray Leonard.
I'm going to say the fighter, the undisputed middleweight champion of the world. He to me is still a champion. I didn't want the belt, I just want to beat him. I thank Marvin Hagler, and thank you. I'll see you 6 months and 15 pounds later.
I think one is justified in using the word sensational for that fight. A strange statement for Leonard to make, but I think what he meant was that he was going to take his time. He was going to enjoy the fact that he's the new champion, not worry about weight, not worry about training at all. He was a very happy man. On the other hand, the old champion, Marvin Hagler, was very bitter.
I feel in my heart, I'm still a champ. Thank you. I really hate the fact that they took it away from me and they gave it to Sugar Ray Leonard of all people. I really hate that. But congratulations to Sugar Ray Leonard. It's not his fault. He's not the one that makes the decisions. I realized I thought I beat him the last 3 rounds to make it more successful. I put the pressure on him. I took his best shots. If it wasn't for me putting the pressure on him, he wouldn't have fought. He would have laid back. The man was dead on his feet. He was tired. I had to pursue it. You can't get in there and try to knock everybody out.
So what is the future for Marvin Hagler, and indeed what lies ahead for Sugar Ray Leonard, the new champion? Let's hear from the promoter, Bob Arum.
I think Ray is going to keep fighting. He's going to go on. He's going to fight Hearns.
I mean, if you fight Hearns, then they both have a chance of getting 4 world titles.
That's correct.
They each have a chance.
Yes.
Is that likely to happen before a return with Hagler?
Yes, I think so.
When do you think that would be, Bob?
I think it'll probably happen in Caesar's Palace, probably sometime in September, but I don't really know. You know, he may have alluded to it. You know, he's in a very good position having won this split decision.
Well, what a mouth-watering prospect that is. Sugar Ray Leonard against Thomas the Hitman Hearns. It's been a momentous evening. Super fight is almost an understatement. And we've seen the greatest comeback in boxing history. From Las Vegas, good night.
Hey guys, I'm back.